Good morning from wet and windy Winnipeg. Although it looks like the sun is trying to come out now, but when I first got up a couple hours ago, it didn't look like it was going to be coming up at all. There was no sunrise to record this morning, so we don't need to worry about that. Now, I did go out and put out fresh carrots earlier, but today I don't know how it's going to go because I have to do two things. First of all, I have to go and pick up the DaVinci Studio speed editor and program and all the rest of it. It's in. Kelly phoned yesterday, or rather he sent me an email yesterday, and so we've got that to get, and I have to drive right past Photo Central or is it Central Photo? I never get it right. Anyway, we have to go right past there. So if you remember, about 2 weeks ago, I was talking about one of my memory cards cutting up, and they said, well, bring the camera in. Well, now's a good time. So I've got to do those two things this morning. When I get back later, we will have a box opening, and we'll take a look at the speed editor, but not in depth. We'll just look at it. Anyway, yeah, let's get into the rollback here and see how it is that we got to this place. Okay, I'm continuing right along here this afternoon, and this is actually going pretty good. I can't really see too good there. Maybe I should be using the larger brush to do these. Yeah, I think I'm going to switch brushes. But before I do and continue on, I wanted to mention that right now it's about 5 minutes to 4 here in Winnipeg. Normally my episode airs at 5 p.m. Winnipeg time. And I made a mistake this afternoon. I finished the editing and I clicked the wrong button. And I clicked it for YouTube to go ahead and release it, make it public, in other words. And that was this is not going on good. I should be using the larger brush for this. And maybe having this thing laying down, it might be easier too. Anyway, so I clicked the wrong button. And some of you were probably notified that the video was ready, and it wasn't in high definition yet. So when I realized my mistake, I made the change. But in the meantime, like I was saying, some of you were probably notified that the video was ready, and when you clicked on it, you weren't able to watch it. And I got a message from, I think it was Jeff, saying what happened here, or something to that effect. And anyway, that's what happened. So yeah, it'll today's episode, in other words, 1175. I think it's 1175. Yeah, it will be up in about an hour. In the meantime, I'm going to reposition here and finish this with a larger brush. This brush is just too small. It's hard to put it on. Okay, but as far as going down and not touching the deck goes, I'm doing pretty good. I touched it in a couple of places. There's a place where I didn't get quite close enough to it. Okay, but that will not be seen. Like right there, right there on the deck, there's a little place where there's some gray, but it is so minute that you're not going to see it, and I'm not going to even try to fix it. Okay, our gun mounts are dry now, and I am not going to have to put on a second coat. They look pretty good. Now this one here, about half an hour ago when I was getting it out, I grabbed hold of it forgetting that there was a ladder on this side here, and I broke it off. Yep. Okay. That's going to be all right. Well, I guess it wouldn't be pointing that way, would it? Now, I think that what I've been calling the flange came out pretty good on the large gun mounts. And I'll show you what I did here on the smaller ones. I'll just recompose a little bit here. So, okay, here's what happened when I was painting these smaller ones. I started in the back here where it's going to be kind of out of sight because I wanted to see how it was going to go. And I was finding it really hard to come down the side and not touch the deck. It was either obviously, above, too far up, or you touched the deck and it sort of went out onto the deck just a little bit. Now, what I was suddenly noticed was that even closer than arm's length, now we're moved in really close, but it almost looks like the flange. In other words, they match up with the gun mounts, the large gun mounts on the bow. So I think that having it, touching the planking all the way around, I think I got it fairly even. And at first glance, that's what it looks like. It looks like a flange. So I think it looks all right. Okay, in a very few moments I'm going to want to be going to run my errands. Now, when I first got started this morning, I was thinking of masking all this stuff off. And I'm thinking now that some of the items, like I'm wondering what are these round items? I'm going to have to look those up. Obviously, I know that there's going to be something mounted on top of, like right here, where these positioning pins are. It's one of the fair leads, I believe. And but these ones here, I don't know if those are positioning pins or if they are supposed to. Like I say, I have to look that up. Now, something like this, we could paint this little square item black. Something it might be going to be mounting on here. Now, this is where the breakwater goes. I know that. I don't think I'm going to mask. I think what I'm going to try to do is paint some of these items here that are obviously these really heavy-duty chain anchor winches are going to go on here and here. I'm not gonna try and mask this off. I'm just gonna paint the various items. Like we've got a hatch here, we've got something that goes on here. Maybe I'm sort of getting ahead here. Maybe I should be grabbing our manual and taking a look and just sort of peruse ahead a little bit here. However, I think what I better do is close this down for about a couple of hours, I guess, because it's going to take me about that long to go and get the DaVinci Studio and also go to the camera store. So, in fact, I'm getting a little bit uptight because I'm going to have to do a lot of driving in busy city traffic, and I don't know, May. It never used to bother me, but it's bothering me now. Anyway, let's go get it over with, and we'll see you when I get back. Okay, we are back. It went pretty much without incident. There's going to make some room here. And then we'll take a look at this. Well, I did go to the camera store, and they gave me a new memory card, and we are running on it right now. And we'll see how it goes. Now what I really need is in here. It's the code to activate the DaVinci 17 Studio version, not the free version. If you don't have the code, you can't activate it. So okay, I'm going to have to be spending quite a bit of time figuring out how to hook this up to my computer. For one thing, the connections are not a standard USB connection. I did understand that this thing will, it's a Bluetooth device, and my computer does have Bluetooth. So I got to figure out how to do all that. It's probably going to take me quite a while. And you do not want to watch me try and figure it out, trust me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this episode quits for today, and I might do something a little later on this evening, I don't know yet. But I'm going to be spending probably a good portion of this afternoon just figuring out how to get this thing up and running with the new software. In the meantime, we're going to be editing out today's episode in the old software. At least I know that works. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.